Hello, everyone. Welcome to the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Ubiquitous Lee. And we've got.
Bobby Platano, aka the Dominican Dream, baby.
And we've got.
I'm the notorious one. I am Dom.
Boom.
That's right. And we are kicking off the month of Wrestlemania with one of the best, perhaps, WrestleManias of all time, WrestleMania 20. Took place in the year 2004. And as a matter of fact, I was there. And I'm very familiar with the show, but that will be tested throughout this podcast because it was a 5-hour show and there is lots to cover. So, Dom, what have we got going on with WrestleMania 20?
So we kick off a video package of Vince McMahon having a vision, and the vision grew, and that vision was World Wrestling Entertainments, the WWE. WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again. Live from Madison Square Garden, we got Jim Ross and the King representing the Raw side. On the SmackDown side, you got Michael Cole and Taz. And your opening match of the night was John Cena taking on the Big Show.
Ooh, finally got some good graphics.
I feel like I'm in the front row.
All right.
Yeah. So, John, since you were there,
Mm-hmm.
how was it kicking off how was it being in the crowd? How was the atmosphere? How was it when John Cena came out in that Patrick Ewing jersey?
Well, there was no dark match. So this, was the opener of the show. And if I'm mistaken, I'm so sorry. But at this time, John Cena, of course, was one of the risest, hottest, fastest, up-and-coming stars in all of professional wrestling. And this was just a great opener. I mean, John Cena, and he was going toe-to-toe with the Big Show. And as such, he won the U.S. title at the end of it. And he did a pre-match rap, as he usually does. And by this point in time, his barbs were not as sharp as they might have been when he was a heel. But the crowd did go along with it. And it's just crazy to imagine how John Cena would be booed, almost like a year later. But he was a very big superstar in the making at this point of his career. And yeah, the crowd ate it up. We loved it.
Where'd you sit?
I was, I guess you call it, I was on the camera side. So I had I think they were like $270 seats. No one I knew at the time wanted to go with me to WrestleMania. They thought that was too expensive. And I thought it was actually a little under what I would have been willing to pay for my first WrestleMania. So I went by myself. I was actually kind of like I am today, a little under the weather, a little bit, if you can't tell, because I'm a professional after all. But I did travel to New York City for the first time by myself, sick. I hid money in different pockets of my pants, which had like 20 million zipper pockets, just in case it got mugged, which is a sign of a true Nancy boy.
You had one of them Hardy Boy cargo pants?
Something like that, yeah.
Nice.
I played the role of Rita. But yeah, I hid stuff all over the place. I remember specifically going to get concessions, and the first time I ever experienced something like this, I got a Snapple, and the guy was like, "It's like, this is the Snapple. I'm taking off the cap. Here you go." And I'm like, just
try to make sure you understand them. That's all.
Yeah.
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? It wasn't like that, but maybe it was like that. But I guess if you put the cap on, it's easier to throw or something like that. But
yes,
what if I just want to save my drink for later? It doesn't matter. But actually, one of the video games, I think it's one of the PS2 video games. They have the arena, and you walk around the concourse. That concourse is modeled after Madison Square Garden. It looks just like it. So, little factoid, strap fact, right there.
nice.
Strap fact right there. Platinum, what do you think about this match?
Like he said, the atmosphere was like crazy. Just thinking that this is John coming into New York, like you're a Boston guy, and we're cheering for you. Granted, he was getting the fanfare that he was getting. He was getting the raps that was pretty good. And Big Show wasn't the guy that we really cared for anyway. I mean, yeah, he was a United States champion for like a few months, but we were like, man, fuck this guy. Let's make somebody new. You're in New York, and then obviously he's patronizing the fans with wearing the Patrick Ewing jersey, like you said. And he did his thing, man. He was the start of the GOAT, which we didn't realize he would be, but like hearing all those stories that he was going to be fired maybe a few months before this, it's crazy. Just him just showing up rapping was the gimmick that helped him save his career. So
Did you
I
see
was loving
Tony
it.
Chimmel's reaction to when he was rapping?
Yeah. He's like, I'm not used to this shit.
Should I laugh?
Yeah. Yeah, because Vince is like, don't sell, damn it. Don't sell. Let the crowd react. Oh,
But it was a great match. It was a great back and forth match. It was David and Goliath right here. And Big Show's using all his big man moves to weaken Cena, but Cena kept fighting back. And he hit Big Show with the FU. Big Show kicked out. FU, guys, not the attitude adjustment. FU. That's for all y'all non-John Cena people that don't know the hustlenomics, the word life. But yeah, the finish of the match, we see Cena grab the chain. The ref stops him. Then Cena grabs his nuts, and then he could clock Big Show and hit him with the FU. 1, 2, 3. Cena is your new United States champion.
It's kind of a heelish move to be doing. I mean, I know the crowd was turning the whole. We wanted the heels over the baby faces because there was really no. I don't know if there really was a true baby face at that time. At least not that we really wanted to back up. But
it's that ruthless aggression era, so
yeah.
John Cena was, he was serious about what he said. You can't see me. You didn't see me. Want to punch you with the nuts, so.
You want to talk about Big Show's arsenal during the match. One of the most, it got a real big gasp from the crowd was, I think they called the hog log. He's just doing a leg drop over his chest, that kind of maneuver. Very impressive by the Big Show.
Hog log.
Hog log.
I don't think it was called that in 2K, or SmackDown versus Raw. But
who said that? Was it?
No, that's what it's called. That's what it's called, man. Like, listen, all right, the Rock when he would do his wraparound DDT. When he was young, he did it a lot, but he didn't do it much when he was older or later. And this guy at school who will not be named, he kept calling it laying the smackdown. I was like, why did you call it that? He's like, that's what the video game Prima magazine says. I'm like, shut up. It's not what it's called. So laying the smackdown, like it doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a name.
No.
Hog log.
Hog log.
Hog log. We'll go with that, John.
Thank you. All right. So it was a good opening match. Yes. I thought that's how he kicked off the show. Yeah. So after this, we see Jonathan Coachman walking backstage to Eric Bischoff's office, and Eric Bischoff had John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny TV. I don't think he had a name. I didn't know he had
Johnny Mania
was there at the time. Was this before Tough Enough?
This was after.
He first came back
yeah. All right,
as Johnny Blaze, which is the Human Torch. So that only lasted 1 week. They realized that mistake, and they decided to just keep changing his name for the rest of his time as Bischoff's assistant. And he kind of disappeared eventually until he came back as a member of MNM.
All right. So Eric Bischoff wanted Jonathan Coachman to go find the Undertaker. He's like, hey, boss, you know Undertaker's on SmackDown, right? But yep. Yeah. He didn't want SmackDown to get one up on Raw. So that's what happened right there. So after this, we see a young Randy Orton with Batista and Ric Flair. And Orton's talking about how he kicked Mick Foley down these stairs right here in Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
Then they show Mick Foley challenging for the Intercontinental title. Then you see him walk away. Then they show when Orton spit in Mick Foley's face. The ultimate disrespect.
Yeah. Ugh.
After this, they show Foley getting beat down by Evolution. Then Evolution beats up The Rock. It began last June, but it all begins again at WrestleMania 20.
That's crazy.
That was a good ass promo for Randy Orton at that time.
Yeah,
It sure was.
he's not really remembered as a promo guy. He's usually remembered for the in-ring abilities, and he just made everything just look so easy. I mean, granted, he's a third-generational wrestler. Not too many of them guys are around at that time, except The Rock. But like I said, he made everything just look so smooth. He's probably had one of the best drop kicks. I know you say Hardcore Holly had one of the best drop kicks, Dom, but I think for me, top 3. John?
He's up there.
One funny thing was, they did change camera angles a few times during this stairwell segment, and one of them, Ric Flair, just like pushed.
Yeah. He's like
to the side.
He's like, I know I'm here. Just
you know what?
look at my guys.
You know that design of the Intercontinental title? It's like, do you guys like that one at all?
No.
Okay.
The reason why I didn't like it because The Rock was a big dude at the time, and he had that little small belt, and I was like, that's terrible.
Yeah, the original Intercontinental belt that they had when his first run, which we grew up on with HBK, Brett, and all them. That's the belt I choose to remember, and I want to keep in my memory. So,
I mean, I think in this segment, Randy Orton is the only guy that can make that specific Intercontinental title look pretty cool.
Yeah,
so, I agree.
And
Carlito.
Yeah, he made it look cool.
But yeah, man, I love this. I love this Randy Orton. This was my dude, and yeah, he totally overtook the promo. He was the superstar. He was put in the spot. Batista was just a mute still at this time, and Flair was just on his side as well. But yeah, tremendous mic work from Randy Orton here, and well worth going out of your way to watch and pay attention to.
Definitely.
I totally agree.
Definitely. All right, our next match of the night for WrestleMania. We have a fatal 4-way for the tag team titles, the Raw tag team titles. You have your Raw tag team champions of Booker T and Rob Van Dam taking on La Resistance, taking on Mark Jindrak and Garrison Cade and the Dudley Boys. And the champions don't have to be pinned. And yeah, first one to get pinned or submit is your tag team champions. John, what do you think about that?
I gotta say, I was surprised to see Cade and Jindrak. Wow. Yeah. And Mark Jindrak, a long, short history with the WWE, almost a member of Evolution. They already filmed those segments. They already filmed that Titantron at that point in time. And Garrison Cade, Lance Cade, whatever the hell you want to call him, he was always around the business. He was always a guy with potential, and they'd give him another shot in about a year and a half with Trevor Murdoch, and they'd be okay for a while. But yeah, I was interested in watching this fatal 4-way match to see if it was any better than I remember, and it was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the Dudley Boys were there. That was nice. And La Resistance, where was Sylvain Grenier?
I was looking for him too.
And the team of Booker T and RVD, 2 guys that the fans absolutely loved throughout 2001, 2, and 3, and they're kind of being wasted in a tag team at this time. But that's how booking was back then,
especially RVD at that time, because us of the IWC, if you're still part of it, somewhat, we loved RVD, and we were like hating because it's like, what are you doing? Why are you pushing down the card? Bring this guy up. When you had the whole invasion angle, it wasn't what we wanted it to be, obviously, because we didn't have the superstars that they thought we were going to get. But RVD was one of those guys that you looked at and you said, yo, why isn't he getting the title shot? And they wasted so many years. Granted, he finally got it, but it wasn't the time that we really wanted. We had to wait so long, so we wanted even more. But
if you ask Rob Van Dam what means more to him, doing his pose or the Raw Tag Team Championship, it's doing the pose, because at the end of the match, he had the belt, and your winners, Booker T and Rob.
Yeah, Van Dam.
But it was a nice
All right.
finish to the match. Booker T landed the axe kick, and RVD came off the top with the 5-star frog splash. And 1, 2, 3, Bob's your uncle. And the Raw Tag Team Champions retain the titles.
Now, did Booker T already have his tag team with Goldie yet? Or was it after this?
That already passed.
Okay.
Armageddon 2002.
Yes.
On week bleep of the It Doesn't Matter podcast.
My memory's a little toasty.
So with this match right here, I didn't like Booker T's theme song.
I didn't like that
Can
either.
you dig it? It was off that WWE
original.
Was it original album? Yeah.
I'll sell it to you for $10.
I'm all set.
Nope.
If I can't find the Apple Music, I'm all set. That's WWE Originals, that album. That's when everybody was rapping or singing their theme song.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, this is for the Raw Tag Team titles. Did you see the graphic of how they show the old Bulldog and Owen tag titles, the big 1990s tag titles?
I saw that.
That. Oh, okay.
I did see that. I was like, oh, wait. Oh.
And then another thing caught my attention. When I seen Booker T in the ring with Bubba Dudley, I was like, damn, I wish we'd have got Harlem Heat versus the Dudley Boys. I think that would have been a banger right there.
We never really got that, did we?
Nah, Stevie Ray never came to WWE.
Damn, man, that would have been a hell of a battle.
That would have been a banger. That definitely would have been a banger.
And I don't think anyone mentioned Devon Dudley for the Culture episode.
Dom?
He wasn't on my fave 5. Top Mount Rushmore.
BBC, The Rock, and Devon Dudley. Too bad. Maybe next year.
All right. But just like John said, Booker and RVD, they retain the tag titles. So for it to be 4 of your top Raw tag teams, it was a short ass match. Booker with the scissors kick, RVD with that 5-star frog splash, which he damn near jumped out the garden on Rob Conway for the win. Match, nothing special. At this point, they're just trying to get all their guys on the card, from UC.
Yeah.
So after this, we see John the Coachman walking backstage looking for the Undertaker and hear some noises. And Mean Gene comes out with some lipstick and his shirt undone. Then Bobby the Brain Heenan comes out right behind him, his shoes off, and lipstick all over him. Then Moolah comes out, and then Mae Young comes out, and it was a funny ass segment.
It was
great to see Bobby Heenan.
Yes,
but not great to see any of the two ladies there.
Was he looking for a little haha moment?
Yeah, this WrestleMania card had a little bit of everything here.
It did.
Now we about to get into the love story. Our next match is with Chris Jericho taking on Christian. So they air a video package of Chris Jericho and Christian talking about who can score first or whatever, and they'll bet a Canadian dollar. and Chris Jericho, he starts smitten with Trish, and he's starting feeling Trish, and next thing you know, she caught him in a lie, and basically all the drama just came down to it. And then after this, you see Christian feeling like that Jericho's choosing her over him, and yeah, that's what basically happened. So now that's what you have is Christian and Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 20, and I think this was a good match. It had a little bit of everything into it.
Yeah, it did.
Let's hear what Strat Facts got to say since he was in the building.
It was the storyline at the time. It was like the good one, the good storyline, reflect real life. And I was interested in a certain lady at the time, and just the little moments they're showing on TV. You know, with it was actually the 4 of them: Christian, Jericho, Lita, and Trish. And
don't forget about that.
It was paired off with Jericho and Trish, and Lita and Christian, I think. And just little things in the backstage segment, like they're walking away, and like Christian like puts his hand on the lower back of the lady as they're walking away, and I was like, I'm kind of in the romances at that time as well. So I like that storyline for that reason. Of course, it came to a head here, and watching Two tremendous all elite wrestlers facing off here. Yeah, it was great. It's when you think about wrestlers in WrestleMania over the years, not everyone is lucky enough to get a featured singles match, and that's what Christian got here. So great for Christian, and it was well worked, and the Trish Stratus heel turn was definitely a shocker in the building, and it wouldn't flush out in the long term. I mean, they kept it up for a couple of months afterward, but Christian went on his own path, and Trish did as well. Trish being a great heel for a certain period of time, one of the hottest heels.
Yes, she was.
Certain pictures you might find, but yeah, it was a great match for WrestleMania, and very memorable for lots of good reasons.
Yes.
So the finish of the match, we see Trish Stratus running down to the ring, and she's about to interfere. And Christian, what do you do? Hit her with the turnbuckle? That's what happened? Let's see. Hold on, my notes all over the place right now.
Trish was blinded. I think she slapped Chris Jericho by accident.
That was toward the end. She got blinded.
She got blinded. She hit Chris with an elbow, so she thought it was Christian.
Juice effect.
Yeah, that was a weak juice effect. She didn't lay it in. But the point. Like you said, she gave him the elbow. Jericho gets distracted. Christian with was it a roll up? Was it a roll up or a backslide? Yeah, roll up 1, 2, 3. And then the whole situation.
The swerve happened.
Yeah, which I wasn't expecting. I don't remember that.
I wasn't expecting either. So Trish, she looks very sorry, very sorry. Christian comes back in the ring, and Trish slaps Jericho twice, and Christian hits it unprettier. And you know what? You can't trust these damn Canadians. And then Christian and Trish walk to the stage, and they start swapping spit.
Using that Canadian tongue.
Hey.
That's right. That is right. But overall, guys, it was a good ass match. I enjoyed it.
That was
a lot of matches. A lot of matches of that sort. I call them storyline matches, where not to say it was a good or bad match. That's not the reason I go back to it, because it's mostly about a storyline. It's less about the in-ring work. So just for me personally, I kind of shy away from rewatching those. But hey, still a good match, good storyline. So a good combination of both. So there you
have it. Especially now that you realize how much Christian has so much influence with the guys in ring, especially I know we're not talking about that yet, but just how Randy even said, like, in later years, that he would let Christian call the matches when he had matches with him. So I kind of like sat back as a smart mark and kind of wanted to see if Christian had it back then. And then, it looked like he was leading the match, and he was pulling off a lot of shit that I just didn't realize as a young kid. Now that you look at it, you're like, yeah, that was that dude. We missed the boat on that guy.
Usually the heels call the match for the most part. Yeah. And Christian, he was a veteran already. He's been in the game for a minute, so he had that time. So he needs to shine.
He was goosed up.
he just didn't have that character that we like right now, that is so over the top that we're just like, okay, now I can somewhat back you, but I can't stand his ass right now. Fucking beak.
No, I can't stand him either, but he's doing his best work.
Yes. Better than Jarrett.
I don't even know where Jarrett's been at lately.
I'm talking about overall, because I know you can't stand Jarrett. Well, you couldn't stand him back in the day.
You can't stand him, but let's see that guitar.
I have to go in another room, go get it. All right, so after this, we got a backstage segment with Lillian Garcia, and she's interviewing Mick Foley. And out of nowhere, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock, shows up, and he cuts a promo, and you just see Lillian just staring at the strudel.
Whoa, Lillian! Don't be looking at the Rock's package. I know you want it. Relax.
The
It's
buffet
Mania
is
season.
closed.
She look infatuated with it. Like
She
probably
always, those two always seem to have the best chemistry in terms of him and backstage announcers. He always just, I don't know, just made her laugh, or just, I think some of that stuff was not scripted when he would just get her, be like, "Do you want the Rock's strudel?"
Do
He
you think?
knows it.
You think Ricochet and Samantha Irvine play role play games like that?
No, he's not big enough.
You be Lillian tonight, baby.
Should be like,
That's
no,
it.
I won't play up.
Chelsea Green.
All right, so The Rock basically saying that he knows it, the people knows it, that the Hamburglar, Rosie, and the Hurricane knows it, the legends know it, Superfly, Snooker, and Don Morocco, they all know what's going to happen, and The Rock and Sock Connection is going to lay the smackdown if you smell what they're cooking. So your next match of the night is Evolution of Ric Flair, Batista, and Randy Orton going against The Rock and Sock Connection of Mick Foley and the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock. Guys, I was hyped to see The Rock. I know he was only gone for, maybe less than a year.
Yep.
He had his last match at the time was 19 against Austin.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
With Goldberg.
No.
Oh, yeah, that was 2000.
Oh, yeah, it was.
So,
Yeah,
sorry.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yes, so it was less than a year. He came back and he, he still looked good, looked different with that goatee.
Yeah.
But it was fun to see him and Ric Flair in the ring together.
Oh man, you could just, it was like a one-upman to each other. It's like, all right, you do the Flair strut, I'm doing the Rock with like a Ric Flair flare. Like,
This is one of those
Ric
matches
Flair
I would
Flair.
play for people.
yeah, you know.
Bongos?
Yes.
No. Yeah, like I said, this is one of the matches I would play for people who don't watch wrestling because they at least kind of would know Ric Flair and now Batista, and they might recognize Randy Orton and The Rock and Mick Foley. So, there's a lot of fun spots in there with Ric Flair and The Rock, and I've watched this match back plenty of times just because I find it so very entertaining.
It's
All
crazy
right.
to think about it. Those three, just out of the five guys, three of those guys are some of the most famous guys in Hollywood right now. You got The Rock, Batista, and Ric Flair. No matter where he goes, you already know. Woo!
Just not in Iron Claw.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I've heard. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna be
You don't want to
disappointed
see
when I
that
see
part.
it.
What? Go see that movie, man.
Listen, man. Listen, I'm busy. Baby's on the way. A lot of shit going on.
Well, make time for the It Doesn't Matter podcast. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. 'Cause everything
That's
else,
it.
it doesn't matter.
All right. So
Oh.
Mick Foley hasn't been in the ring since 2000, 4 years ago. John, what was his last match? Triple H, WrestleMania 2000?
Be that fatal 4-way in 2000.
Yes, the match he wasn't even supposed to be in.
Most guys retire in 4 weeks. Well, this was 6.
Yep. But man, Foley, for being gone out the ring for 4 years, he was still getting his ass whipped. Like he never lost a step. Batista threw him in that damn steps, man. Oh Lord, that's probably why. One of the reasons why he walked the way he does.
Oh yeah,
He liked that damn knee bump over this damn stairs. Like, yo.
That hurts my knee just seeing that, and I'm not even taking that bump.
I mean, at the time, I still liked Mick Foley. I don't like him anymore, and there's a long story about that. But when they during that video package, they showed Mick Foley showing up for a match with Randy Orton, then walking away. But before that happened, I remember texting my friend Kenny. I was like, "Dude, Mick Foley's gonna have a match tonight," and it didn't happen. And I'm pretty sure he didn't tune in as well. So
That why you got mad? That's why you don't like Foley?
no, it's because he's a
Tell us why.
He's a selfish guy, and he's all about himself. He thinks he's the funniest guy in the room. You're not, Mick Foley. But yeah, I met him at a TNA show, and it was one of those TNA shows where you can meet everybody, and he was just like, he was talking to like Madison Rain or whoever the hell it was, and he was signing autographs, and he didn't even look at you, didn't acknowledge me. He just took the book, signed it, kept talking to whoever he was talking to, and next, you know. So
couldn't give you a fucking autograph from Mama Huang.
Nope. Thanks, Quiche. And just one moment, it was at the 2014 Hall of Fame, the best Hall of Fame that they ever did. And so, you know, you can tell when they're paying to the crowd, like they know when the camera's on them. You know, Mick Foley's just like, you know, he knows his camera's trying to like, show off, and it's kind of like, it's not about you piece of shit.
Wow.
Ooh, tell me how you feel.
Timestamp 30 minutes. We're gonna get this trending.
And
tell me how you feel, Mick Foley.
And my special lady, she likes to say that when we first started talking, one way to get into her heart was by trashing her favorite wrestler, Mick Foley. It's like, it's true. I'm not gonna lie. I sucked. I don't like him. Oh, my favorite wrestler. Too bad. Timestamp that. Okay.
30 minutes. 31 minutes.
Ouch.
Write it down.
All right, but back to this match. It was an entertaining match. Ric Flair doing the people's elbow, or trying to do the people's elbow. That was hilarious. Then The Rock imitating Flair, doing the strut while he's doing the people's elbow. But long story short, Evolution got the win, RKO to Foley.
Yep.
Now, 20 years ago, it boggled my mind. How the hell you cut a promo so good, telling them what you're gonna do, that you're gonna win the damn match, and they did it. Like Mick Foley could never win the big match. Never.
Nope.
I mean, that's, like Paul Heyman guaranteeing something, right? Or
spoiler alert.
The Rock back in the day, he would guarantee and then still lose.
No, that's Vince McMahon. I guarantee.
Who?
Yeah, but I don't think this is probably the reason why I never liked Mick Foley.
Ha!
It's just because he never won the big match. Like, you put your body on the line and you never win. Like, we did a lot of recasts of you, and you got help from Austin, and then you lost it the next night. Then you won it back, and then
then you suck because you lost it again.
Like, you putting guys over, but you never won the big match. Like, you didn't win that cage match against Triple H.
You didn't win that cage match against Triple H. No.
I was not impressed.
I like this shit brought me flashback. Like, I had PTSD or something. Like, watching this pay-per-view over, because I remember I was at my man Paul Martinez's house, and I'm like, he sucks. Like, he's terrible. I'm like, you bring The Rock back for this for him to lose? I'm like, I'm glad he didn't get pinned.
Hey, shout out to Paul. He's got his podcast going right now too. So it's supposed to be debuting soon, right?
Soon.
Or
yes. I can't think of it soon. I can't think of the name at the moment, but it's dropping soon.
All right, yeah, Paul. When you hear this, shout you out, support you. So when you let us know what the name is, it does matter.
And make sure in the credits you say inspired by the It Doesn't Matter podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 All right, let's get back on topic.
Mick Foley always losing. Like, so that's why some people I know, they love Brock Lesnar. Who? They love Brock Lesnar because he always wins. He always comes out. He always kicks everybody's ass, and he always wins. Why don't you like someone like that? As an IWC guy, you're just like, it's not fair. And I would say something like that, because I would say it's not fair that he just shows up in the Money in the Bank match unannounced and he just wins the whole thing. That's not fair, but if you love a winner, you love someone who kicks ass, you're gonna love Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
On the same token, if you like losers, you like bums, you like Eddie Kingston, Mick Foley, so, that's another show wearing the same shirt later on tonight. But yeah, Mick Foley, that's just his gimmick, that's his character. He's just not gonna win the big one.
I was a Cactus Jack guy.
Wasn't Tommy Dreamer like that at one point at ECW? He
didn't want to win.
Yeah.
You gotta win something. You can't be the babyface and losing all the goddamn time. No one's gonna believe you.
A 3-time world champion, Mick Foley. So
no, I know that. I'm talking about Tommy. Like, come on, bro. You can't lose all the time, and like you want to
He
still.
won. He got Beulah.
Yeah, that's a dub in anyone's eye.
Right in her
Uh,
eye.
Beulah cut you.
Oh no.
Beulah buddies.
All right. After this, Hall of Fame recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Tito Santana. Kaliba. We have the Junkyard Dog. We have Bobby
Grab
the
them
Brain
cakes.
Heenan.
The Weasel.
We have Big John Studd.
Son.
We have the King, Harley Race.
Yes.
We have Pete Rose.
Charlie Hustle.
We have Don Morocco. We have Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Big Pop.
We have Superstar Billy Graham.
Superstar, baby.
Love him.
We have Sergeant Slaughter. And
Don't
we
know.
have Jesse the Body Ventura.
He's a bum.
That was a large card
hell of
right
a-
there for Hall
That
of
was
Fame.
a hell of a class. Hell of a class.
Yeah, it was all good.
And Greg the Hammer Valentine is still alive, kicking.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But
He'll be at Foxwoods.
it was a very big class of the Hall of Fame, but they did that because they were bringing it back after being dormant for so many years. So might as well have a big deserving class. And I forgot that they actually brought him out and put him over, one by one like that. But it was very cool. Nice to see everyone. And like I said, I just thought there was a crazy, ridiculous, loud pop for Greg the Hammer Valentine. And then, right after him is Superstar Billy Graham, who had arguably was a bigger star. At certain points. Nah, like Greg the Hammer Valentine. They freaking love that guy.
He was a former WWF champion under Vincent J. McMahon.
I love Superstar
Who you
Billy
talking
Graham.
Who, the Hammer or Billy?
Superstar.
Billy. Superstar.
Billy.
He was a WWF champion.
Yeah.
And Greg the Hammer, Intercontinental Champion.
Yes.
NWA United States Champion.
First Starrcade, first WrestleMania.
Ah, yes.
Dog collar match. Roddy Piper.
Will you be my Valentine?
No. It was a very good segment. A lot of fun. I liked it.
Yeah,
If you like that, I know what you like next. Next is your first ever Playboy evening gown match featuring the lovely Sable and Tori Wilson going against Jackie Gator and Stacy Keibler.
Ooh-wee.
Sable said she feels restricted, so her and Tori are going to start the match without their gowns on. So all the chicks start taking their gowns off, but Miss Jackie isn't feeling it. And an NYC crowd is loving it. And Taz and Michael Cole are having a great time. Did you hear Taz? This dude, he was a trip, man. He's a little pervert.
Yeah, it was.
Little horn dog.
Not gonna lie, this is one match I just skipped over though. I know what it was for.
What?
I skipped over it.
Well, his family was in the house.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
No, I watched this a while back. I just like, nah, I already know what's gonna happen.
I was waiting for that referee spot. Jack Doan. Oh, there you go. He's rolling in.
Exactly. I know. I've seen this match before. I'm just like, skip it. I already know who wins.
A very weird segment, a very weird match. I mean, it was supposed to be, tearing off the evening gown as advertised, but
yeah,
I believe at the time Sable was having some kind of issue, so she didn't want to do that. So they changed it to just pre-close off. And of course, their opponents, yet to be mentioned, Stacy Keibler and Jackie Gator Haas. And it's just one of those things where, like, if you play WrestleMania back, you're gonna want to skip this match, just like Poppy Platino advises. And
I think Jackie and Tori Wilson had the same draws on.
someone had the blue chew at the house.
Kobe.
Oh my goodness.
She did not have that. Stop it.
But this was what it was, and I just brought me back to last week's show, where Tori and Sable opened the show.
Yeah.
It was just a part of
It is what it
WrestleMania, a
is.
part of wrestling at the time. It is what it was. So
Yeah.
All right. So after this, we get Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit backstage, and Eddie, he's trying to get Chris Benoit motivated, trying to get that fire out of him, and he did. You want to know why? Because I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in me. On June 17th, 2020, whatever year it was.
Tom can even get through it.
Yeah, he stopped believing in himself. He believed in the
Oh
devil.
Lord, that's what happened.
Sorry.
He need believe. He need believe like Journey. Don't stop believing.
Yeah, he stopped completely. Sorry, brother.
But that T-shirt he had on was a brand new T-shirt for him, debuting at that pay-per-view event, and I wanted to get it, but I'm like, it's still an ugly shirt. but hey, and as a matter of fact, in the crowd, people were wearing the event T-shirt, the pay-per-view T-shirt, if you will. And
If you will,
have that
baby.
shirt?
I do. I'm not wearing it right now, but I do own the shirt. I did not. Excuse me. I did not get it at the time. I had to go buy it on
eBay.
And I believe I paid about double, about $50. I believe shirts were $25 at the time, so I got it for around $54, I believe.
Jeez.
And it was one of my most prized T-shirts, and it will remain so. I will never sell that shirt unless it fetches a really high price.
Just like my Affliction shirt. Never wear it. Never worn it once. It's because it's got Kazarian and Daniel, Christopher Daniels autograph on it.
That's ain't that the addiction, not the affliction? The addiction.
Yeah, the addiction. Affliction, addiction. I don't know.
I'm like, wait, you talking about? I'm thinking about UFC. John, it's the addiction, right?
Yes.
I thought it was Affliction.
Addiction.
I was like, man, really attached to that brand, huh, Abel? I love Nike.
I got the same shirt too.
Yeah, I've never worn that one because of the autographs on it.
I kind of want my autographs to wear away because it says to DJ Viet Cong, my old DJ name. Love Christopher Daniels.
If I ever get their autographs, then I'll wear it. Probably.
Well, here's the thing. So, I met them also at a TNA autograph signing show, and I'm wearing their T-shirt, and they were either in character. They had to have been, right? Because I've met Christopher Daniels before. He's a really nice guy.
Yes.
But they had to be in character because they did not even acknowledge me wearing the T-shirt with the 2 DJ Viet Cong with the number 44 out of 50 on the bottom. Did not sell it at all. So.
It had to be in character. Like you said, behind closed doors, those guys are really good dudes. From when we met them, it's like, yo, these guys are pretty cool dudes.
Oh, Christopher Daniels, real nice. Yeah. Kaz, I'm sure he's really nice too. But you know who are dicks? Austin Aries and Bobby Roode.
Ooh.
Maybe they are in character because they are their character. Timestamp that. 42-49. Bobby Roode, Austin Aries.
All right. Our next match is the Cruiserweight Open for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Ooh, boy.
We have Chavo Guerrero.
Jeez.
What is DeviantArt?
Yeah, did they just patched in Chavo? Like, come on now.
With the wrong title. All right, so we got Chavo Guerrero with Chavo Sr. Chavo is the Cruiserweight Champion. He's going against Nunzio. He's taking on Jamie Noble, Tajiri, Akio, who I really think is Jimmy Wang Yang, Funaki, Shannon Moore, Ultimo Dragon, Billy Kidman,
Jimmy Wang Yang.
and Rey Mysterio.
Just looking at him, that's Jimmy Wang Yang.
Lord John, so you were there. Give us the rules of this match.
Well, one of the funniest things was that for weeks, just like Michael Cole said, Chavo Guerrero was complaining that the match was unfair to him because no one knew what the rules of this Cruiserweight Gauntlet Open was, So it was to the champion's advantage. Chavo Guerrero was, I don't know how many were there, 10?
10, yes.
Okay, so Chavo Guerrero enters last, and this is one of my favorite matches I watched because I was a big fan of the cruiserweights at the time, and they kept saying all the freaking time, "This is the only SmackDown's the home of the cruiserweights, the only place you can watch cruiserweights." And it's like, what's so special about them?
Yep.
You wrestle the same as the big guys,
Yep.
But that
Yeah.
being said, I still liked all of these guys. I wanted to see them succeed, and if this was brought into the modern day, they'd all be in AEW right now.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, it opened up, excuse me, with Ultimo Dragon, Ultimo
Bless you.
Dragoon. Ultimo Dragon. He tripped on his way out, which they
He
edited
did.
on the show.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he faced Shannon Moore. And he, when Ultimo Dragon signed with WWE at the time, I believe rumored to be promised like a main event spot at WrestleMania. Not exactly the way it went, but this was a featured championship match at WrestleMania showcase.
Who was his main event?
This match, and he pinned somebody, but he was allegedly to have his career ended by a botched surgery, and he came back, and people were hoping he turned out to be like Rey Mysterio and really energize the roster, but he didn't, and his push went away. But here he was, and everyone trickled in and out. Akio had a very brief moment. He got misted by Tajiri, and there goes Akio, Jimmy Wang Yang, America's hero, and Nunzio and Jamie Noble had a little spot. And if you forgot,
everybody had their spot.
They were pushing Jamie though. I've noticed that they were.
But
pushing
just the month before, he was with that thing with Nydia.
Yeah. But you could just see that they had thoughts about like maybe pushing him a little bit, but it is what it is.
All right, I'll tell you who eliminated who. All right, so Shannon Moore and Ultimo Dragon started the match. Moore gets eliminated quickly. Jamie Noble comes in.
Yep.
Dragon taps out. He's eliminated. And Funaki comes in with a crossbody block on the top rope. Noble reverses for a pin. Funaki's eliminated. Nunzio is in. Noble takes out Nunzio, and he gets counted out. And then Kidman comes in, hit the shooting star press. And Nunzio's out. And Noble is finally eliminated with the top rope sky high from Kidman.
Yep.
The BK bomb.
What was it called?
The BK bomb. And Nunzio was counted out. He did not make it back into the ring.
Nope.
All right.
Nunzio and Jamie Noble were actually cousins in the storyline. So when Nunzio entered the ring, he was like, "Jamie, we're family." Storyline no one remembered. So that was fun.
All right, so Rey Mysterio's in, and he eliminates Kidman with the sunset flip off the top rope. Tajiri gets in, and he put the tarantula on Mysterio. Rey eventually hits the 619, eliminates Tajiri. Tajiri goes for the miss, hits Akio, Jimmy Wang Yang. And after this, Chavo comes in. They him and Rey going back and forth, and he tries the baseball slide Senior, and Senior gets taken out.
Yep.
Then Rey Mysterio did that spot where he jump over the referee, and he takes out Senior. Gets back in the ring, and Senior pulled Rey Mysterio's leg, and Chavo's your winner.
That would have happened if Jorge Paez was at ringside.
Yep.
The lame finish, unfortunately, for Rey Mysterio. He looked great in that Flash outfit, but it just sucked. So you could, you had a match, you shortchanged everybody. You couldn't even give them a happy ending. So
Ultimate
sad for Ultimo, sad for the Rey Mysterio, sad for the fans of cruiserweight action.
All right, but this next match is what I was looking forward to. And boy, seeing my man Goldberg on Monday Night Raw, Stone Cold is your special guest referee. And on the other channel, on SmackDown, you have the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. And this rivalry took place. It started at the Royal Rumble. And basically, Brock came into Goldberg's dressing room, and he was saying that you're not going to win the Royal Rumble. and he interfered later on that night. Goldberg got eliminated. Then Austin gives Goldberg a ticket to No Way Out. What we covered, and that's the reason why Brock lost the title, because of Goldberg. So now WrestleMania, it's time for these two beasts to go at it with Stone Cold as your enforcer. Man, I was looking forward to this match.
Yep.
We got Stone Cold coming out with the ATV.
Almost flipped it.
And then you got Brock in the ring. I seen it. And you see Brock in the ring, all hyped up, pyro going off. Then you see Goldberg coming through the locker room and all that. You see Brock looking kind of nervous. I don't know if you noticed it.
A little bit.
And he didn't shave.
But yeah, he had a little goatee coming in. So we got Battle of the Bulls. And all right, so this is different. Knowing what happened. So the IWC took over.
They did.
You sold out. At that time, 20 years ago, I didn't know what that meant.
We didn't either. Well, I didn't at all.
I didn't know.
John,
and
did you
John,
know?
Did you know what was going to happen after this match?
Let me flick my ears one more time.
Oh, fuck.
The term "you sold out," I mean, that is beyond wrestling. So it's been around, and people, it's been thrown around for everything, every entertainment act of the sort. What does it mean? I mean, what does it mean now? You sold out.
Yeah, I sold out the Garden.
That's how Metallica said it on VH1 Behind the Music. It's like, yeah, when we cut our hair, yeah, we sold out every arena we went to.
But did you know what it meant in 2004 when they was chanting "you sold out"?
I knew the rumors of Brock, or no, everyone knew Goldberg was leaving. Okay, everyone knew Goldberg was leaving, so you thought the match was a given. Like, okay, Brock's gonna come in and whoop his ass, and that'll be the end of it. There was like a glimmering of that Brock might leave, something weird, but obviously people in the arena knew about it. And,
yeah, they mentioned it too.
And the only thing of note, well, there's lots of things to note, but one thing of note before I forget is that after the show is over, people are leaving the arena and they're walking by the merch stand, and someone yells, "Hey, those Goldberg and Lesnar shirts should be half off. They're leaving." But this was one of the most anticipated matches, and people crap on it, and deservedly so, but kind of undeservedly so. I still liked it. I mean, being there live when they did that lockup and that they kept locking up, but you didn't, neither guy had the advantage. Like, if people weren't shitting on the match already, I thought it would have gone over, because it really was like telling of the Battle of the Bulls. Who's going to have the edge, So, but the fans weren't happening. They were not going to believe in kayfabe this, because they were mad. They were pissed. And yeah, it took over the whole thing. If you might have noticed or not, there's a Hulk Hogan chant somewhere in the match.
Yeah.
In the crowd, dressed as Hogan, people were bored. They shit on the match.
Yeah, Austin was getting cheered. And he wasn't even involved, really. What?
The match was whack. It was
whack.
It was whack. They had high expectation, because from the build up, they come on each other's show and taking each other out. Next, you rest holes and battle the, trying to, get over. Nah, man. Bang out.
I gotta disagree. Yes, it's not what we see now or in recent times when Goldberg came back, where it's just high intensity, straight action. Yeah, the crowd did take over and it kind of threw us off a little bit. But when you actually break it down a little bit to like the nuts and bolts of it, there was some pretty good action in there that you might have missed because you were just distracted by the crowd. So yes, when they say crowds can make or break a match, they can. But when you just break it down to it and just actually like sit there and watch it, they had a okay match. Not what we expected, obviously, because they hyped it up and our expectation was so high. It's like, why aren't they getting to our expectations? The problem with us as fans, we set the bar so high. This isn't Okada and Omega. This isn't Flair Steamboat from back in the day. These guys are two bulls, like they said. They're pissed off because the fans know that they're leaving, and they didn't really know how to react to that. And Goldberg even said during his run too, he did not like the WWE run they had when he came in the first time. He was miserable most of the time. He hated it. Even when he put his months in to leave, he knew he was just like, fuck it, I'm never coming back to this shit ever again. But in reality, if you just sat down and just had fun with it, you could have had a better match than what you had. But there were some spots where he picked up Brock, and I was just like, oh shit, I don't remember that. I was like, okay, you guys are doing something.
Yeah, I remember the whole match, but come on, man. Like, y'all banging out on previous shows. You can't just start off slow like that. Yeah, the people might know, but all right, don't say, fuck you to the people.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
If you could just fast forward maybe that first like 5 minutes and we don't see this for the longest time, you just get rid of that and then they just start going right at it, then it'd have been perfect. That's why Austin just standing there like, let's go. Like, come on now. Like, nobody expected that.
That would have been fine for a quick moment, but not that like such a long rest, like you said. Like, you gotta, give and take a little bit, push a little bit, get back a little bit. It's like the Hogan matches back in the day. You'd have somebody sometimes that would have the same amount of strength that he had, and he'd back off a little bit. Like, oh, all right. You're matching my 23-inch pythons, brother.
You missed one workout, and look what happened.
I know.
No, but people, hey, you sold out and all the bullshit. Hey, Stone Cold was gone after this too.
Exactly.
Yeah, Austin's loved. But all right, but the match picked up after Goldberg hit the military press into that spear. That's when it picked up.
I seriously thought he broke Lesnar's ribs on that one.
That looked.
I was trying to say that because like typically he would do that and he would turn it into like a power slam, like a bulldog power slam. He did it the other way.
Yeah,
he just speared the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and then Goldberg speared Brock, and he got the 2 count. And then after this, Goldberg got in Austin's face. That was 3. What?
No.
That's only 2. That's only 2. Then Lesnar hits the F5, and then he gets in Austin's face when Goldberg kicks out. Then Goldberg with another spear, jackhammer, match over.
Yeah.
Goldberg's your winner. The fans weren't really thrilled with this match, but once Brock gets up, the fans start singing the na 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 na.
Sing the na 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 song.
So Brock gives the bird to the fans, to Austin. And what happens after that?
Stone Cold Stunner.
Boom. After this, Austin, he starts celebrating with the beer. Goldberg gets back in the ring for some strange reason.
It's clearly somebody in production's like, get your ass in there, take a stunner.
Yep. He's drinking all slowly.
Like he knew it was coming. He just didn't want to do it.
Next you know, boom, stunner. That's it.
The crazy thing is, the match that we actually never got to see that would have been great, Austin versus Goldberg, if Goldberg didn't have that attitude that he had at that time. And unfortunately, Austin's injury just derailed his career. That would have been a match for the ages. The guy that held us down, WWE, and the guy that kept WCW afloat for a few more years than it probably should have, Goldberg. So,
have you guys ever heard the story of why Goldberg got the win? 50-50. Well, of course, Brock Lesnar, even if he was leaving, was a purely WWE guy.
Yep. Goldberg,
purely a WCW guy. You know how they held on to that grudge all the way to WrestleMania 31 with Stinger.
Disgusting.
But allegedly, Stone Cold goes up to Goldberg and he tells him, you should probably go to management and tell them that you should go over because you might come back. Lesnar, he's going into football. He ain't never come back. But Goldberg, you might come back. So that's why you should go tell management that you should get the win tonight. Okay. So that is a story whether true or not, but that is a story for that match. Yeah, big disappointment. But again, another memorable experience there. No one in the crowd paying attention to it, just watching everything else, chanting, and it sucked, but it's always something a match I go back to watch. I'll talk about the DVD because I had the DVD before the network, and I would skip to the certain chapters of the matches that I wanted to see. I'd always watch that John Cena match, the Evolution match, skip over the Sable match, and I'd watch the Lesnar match. So those are the ones I would always go to.
Well, we know Dom, you stay on that Sable match and the freaking DVD be skipping.
I got. I still got my DVD. I still got my WrestleMania 20 DVD. But I heard.
Skip yet, does it?
Nah, it's in the crate. But I heard today Brock was pissed off about his payday. He only got $250,000 after this match. Him and Goldberg. He felt like he should got more.
It is what it is.
Too late. Was that in his book? Didn't Brock have a book?
Nah. Yeah. I think he did, but Jim Ross said on his podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, since he was the booker at that time, and Brock was pissed off, hung up the phone. That was it. Jim Ross was like, "Thank God he wasn't in my face."
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Brock's a different guy, man. I don't know. That dude strikes fear in most men. Nobody should be 6'4" moving like a fucking cat like that. Especially built like he is. No fucking way.
Speaking of cats and somebody who's 6'4", Vince McMahon comes out and says, "Thank you."
You see that cat behind Dom? Look it.
Is it cleaning time?
Must be. You saw it too, right, John?
I don't know. Who's watching TV in their house?
You got a cat? I don't see your cat.
You did. Your cat.
I'm a damn good. No cat. Anyway, Vince McMahon comes out. It says, "Thank you." So after this, they announced that WrestleMania 21 is going to take place in Hollywood, California. The
Hollywood swinging.
Yes. So after this, we have another tag team match.
All right.
Kobe trying to make an appearance.
Hey.
Oh.
All right.
Where it began again.
So we have your tag team champions of Rikishi and Sky 2 Hotty going against the world's greatest tag team of Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, taking on the APA of Farouk and Bradshaw, and taking on the Bashams minus Shaniqua. And this is the same thing as the Raw tag titles. And John, what do you think about this match?
Oh man, it's just like unlike because we watched No Way Out, which was a SmackDown pay-per-view. This matchup actually makes sense versus the one from Raw. It's like, hey, Rikishi, all these guys, they were on the last show, and like, how did it stack up versus the Raw championship match? At least you had some main eventers in the Raw championship match. This one had, it had JBL and Farouk, but it just had less star power, and just after a debacle like Lesnar Goldberg had a death. This is the real. Hey, let's go get that Snapple I was talking about earlier.
This match was so short; it had no reaction. Like it had two reactions. When the stink face happened, and JBL's clothesline. That was it. That was it.
Yeah. Whew. JBL was starting to make a name for himself, brother. He was. That clothesline from hell was.
Oh yeah! You see the hair?
Yep.
The hair is changing.
Coming off.
But anyways, Rikishi and Sky do Hotty for the win, and you can just tell they're just trying to get everybody on the card right here. Before your Andre the Giant Battle Royale and your Mae Young Moolah Battle Royale, whatever, they try to put everybody on here. And that was
who did not make it to this? A guy who was at the on sale for WrestleMania 20 tickets back the previous autumn season. Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. He was not at this show.
Wow.
He wasn't
And
even
you
at
said
the
no-
2003 WrestleMania.
Dang, how long was he in WWE for?
A little over a year.
Oh, yeah, like a year or two.
Damn, we should do the best of Scott Steiner.
It's going to be
When he
really
came back.
short.
Oh, I saw his figure at Target too
Did
for
you get it?
1987.
Oh Lord. All right. So after this, we get a video package of Edge returning soon. I think he broke his neck at the time, John.
He also missed WrestleMania 19 and 20, and he would come back. I think the next night on Raw, because once Goldberg was out of the company, it left the spot open for someone else to adopt a spear as a finisher, and there was the rated G superstar Adam Copeland coming back the next night on Raw.
All right. So after this, we see Jesse the Body Ventura comes out and he interviews Donald Trump. He gets booed. Nothing new. And Jesse's kissing ass, saying his hair looks great.
Yep.
And he asked if he decides to run for president in 2008, will he get the support from Donald Trump? And Trump says, absolutely.
My goodness.
Oh, Lord. So, all right. So, our next match, which almost didn't happen until somebody pleaded, I'll put my hair on the line if I can have a match. So, she put her hair on the line and she got the match. We have Molly Holly taking on Victoria for the women's title.
Oh, you just spoiler alert.
Hey.
I want to do a full match.
Molly has some nice locks, but
that's not what I call them.
She lost. She dominated most of the match, but she lost that backslide.
Yep.
Well, after this, she's trying not to get her head shaved, and Victoria clocks her. She tries to shave her, but the clippers don't work. Or Molly clocks her, and the clippers don't work. She didn't know what the hell she's doing. But Victoria got it, shaved her head. Now she's bald like Kurt Angle.
Ooh.
I wish Molly Holly would put something else on the line, like a bikini match. But that was not to be.
That might be one I watch.
The granny panties on the pole match.
Nothing wrong with that.
What do you guys think about that match?
I didn't care too much. I mean, I knew the results of it because obviously I've seen her with short hair now, and I've never seen Victoria bald. But I like
think
how
I think only Molly was going to be the one bald that she lost.
Yeah,
That's it.
I know. But yeah, I think I seen some of the fundamentals. Like I think who was the one that commentating? Was it SmackDown or was this Raw at the time? I forget.
Raw.
It was Raw. Yeah, I think it was JR or King was saying, yeah, she's very fundamentally sound and she's she knows how to work the ring like a ring general, and then boom, gets backslide 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh, that caught me off guard. Like she's an unspoken
Miss Madness.
Yeah, she's an unspoken hero for the women's division that people don't really realize. I'm glad she's in the Hall of Fame. She got her just due, but
she didn't get her just speech.
Unfortunately, no.
I mean,
it was a decent match for what it was. I know they were probably cut short on time because we needed more for the main event.
Triple main event to come.
Triple H needs to have the longest match of the night. Especially I'm the champion.
Damn.
All right. So our next match, we have Kurt Angle, who won the #1 contendership at No Way Out, taking on the new champion who beat Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero.
Oof.
And guys, this was a good ass match. My man Kurt Angle, John, he brought out the 3 I's: intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
Yeah,
he brought it out.
What integrity did he have when he was being snarky, slimy, nasty heel?
Somebody got to do it. But Eddie, he tried to be quick and use his aerial assault. It didn't work because Kurt used the intelligence and he used the intensity, and he was one step quicker than Eddie Guerrero. Angle grounded him right to the ground, and he straight mat wrestled him. Eddie finally got some offense. He tried to go for the frog splash, but Angle, with that intelligence, he rolled out the way.
Yep.
He was quick. Angle put him in that ankle lock, but no success. But he tries again later on, but Eddie, he used some intelligence. He unlaced his boot. Angle gets back in the ring, put him back in the ankle lock. Boop. Just in my man's hand. Eddie hit him with a roll up. 1, 2, 3. Eddie is your champion still.
Don't forget how he got that roll up too. With the legs. Grabbing the rope.
Intelligence. Integrity.
He didn't have no integrity in there, but the intensity was all there.
Yes, they both had it. When he was trying to German suplex him off the apron, oh
Jesus
my goodness.
Christ. What are you trying to do, Kurt? Like, relax.
There are a couple of things. There are a couple of things about this match. One of them is that maybe I'm wrong, but I think that was one of the first times they attempted that German suplex off the apron. I
don't remember him starting doing that.
They've done it since, but I think that was the first time they've done that.
Yep.
And the other thing I noted about being there in person was the lighting of the arena. They never really used lighting like that up until that point. You know, everything was very, like this match, Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero. There's like yellow, a lot of yellow and blue out there. It lit up the place, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the first time I can remember dueling chants. Let's go Angle sucks, like that.
Yeah.
So very memorable for starting those in my head. I mean, I never heard of them before that in the WWE, so that was nice. And yeah, in the history books now, due to should be obvious reasons, they list this as the actual main event of WrestleMania 20, and of course, it is the WWE title match, which is okay. And it was a very good match, but by itself. Like if it was the last match, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't last match good. And maybe that was by design.
Yep.
And, excuse me, the finish, with the roll up and Eddie getting his legs caught up in the ropes to add to whether it was a botch or not, to add to the I'm cheating to win, and him Kurt Angle just grabbing the boot, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was it was a great match. Like I said, maybe not end of WrestleMania worthy, particularly, but a lot of fun. And of course, you get to see Eddie Guerrero as a WWE champion in happier times, because the rest of his reign was marred by being, he wasn't drawing or things like that. So
yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, that finish, I hope someone can save that for someone who may be going to AEW, who's a big Eddie fan. That finish has not been used since, at least not can I remember, and hope Mercedes uses that one day.
I don't believe her. I don't. She's allegedly a big Eddie Guerrero fan, and I just don't. I don't think she really is. I think she just picked somebody. It was a better answer to say Eddie Guerrero than Cameron's answer.
Alicia Fox. Yeah.
And Melina. Who? What? So
no, I think she studies the game, and that's somebody she definitely probably looks up to.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but someone asked her like a trivia question, and she could have been just put on the spot, like we all are at times. But someone asked her, like, this can't possibly be it, but I can't think of anything else. But it's like who was Latino Heat? And she couldn't answer it.
Oof.
Something like that. I can't be it, but something like that. Where it's like, it's obviously Eddie Guerrero, but she's like, I don't know. It's like, so.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
See you in
All
Boston.
right.
Big
We
business
won't
coming.
because we will be at Horsepower Cigar talking about WrestleMania 3.
Kobe,
Yes.
bite the owner.
All right. After this, we get a video package of Kane giving eulogy of the Undertaker, who he buried at Survivor Series. I told you, Undertaker don't win buried live matches. I said that before.
He
Who do you
doesn't.
wrestle Survivor Series?
I don't know.
Vince McMahon.
Is that the one?
Undertaker and Vince.
That was the
All
one?
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we see Kane. He's out there bragging that he buried his brother alive. And at the Royal Rumble, while Kane was in the ring, doom, the gong goes off. Now the mind games begins. So at WrestleMania, we have Kane going against his brother, the Undertaker. But Kane doesn't believe it. Because I killed you. I buried you alive.
He's like, you're dead.
You're not real. No way. That's real. That looks real.
Yep. So we
Spark
get
power.
Paul Bear kicking off the kicking off the entrance. With
Yes.
yes, and the Druids come out. And after this, Kane thinks he sees a ghost, but the Undertaker is back. You're not real. The Undertaker clocked him. JR said he's real, but at this time, the Undertaker, he was 11-0 at WrestleMania. And you know what? I'm kind of glad that they didn't rush for him to come back from that buried live match. Like, all right, like don't have him come back like the night after the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm kind of glad that they dragged it out and he could grow his hair somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Wasn't how it was before, but was he still considered Big Red at the time when he fought Vince?
Yeah.
No, I mean
He wasn't transitioning back just yet, was he?
No, not at that time.
the Undertaker, like my cousin's the trans. No, he was. What was he? Just,
Big Evil?
well, my favorite version of the Undertaker as Big Evil, Red Devil, whatever JR called him, Booger Red.
Booger Red, yeah.
Very short period of time. Very short period of time. It was probably from May of 2002 to like August of 2002. The rest of the time, he was just the biker Undertaker, But yeah, he came back here, and in the program, the souvenir program they sell, they had Kane versus the Undertaker's symbol. So that was funny.
That was the poster,
yeah. But this match paled in comparison to their first encounter at WrestleMania
14.
Boston with Shawn and Stone Cold. That one was a lot of fun. Great. This one, it was fine. It was okay. Yeah, it was there, and that's it.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick match for him being gone out for 4 months. You could tell, he wasn't the dead man because he struggled to roll his eyes back. You could still see his eye or some of his eyeball at the time, but yeah. But it was cool for him to come back. That was just that nostalgic act right there.
Yeah.
I do want to mention that they had a really nice set, and the best use of that set was when Kane's entrance was, and it went from the New York City skyline, and then it went all on fire.
Yeah.
That was a really cool entrance. So
that was cool.
Is that a sign? Are you hitting something? It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter.
What does?
Just not tonight.
Oh, you don't. Scared the dog.
All right. Main event time. Here we go, fellas.
Yeah.
We get a video package of my man, Chris Benoit, winning the 2004 Royal Rumble.
Who else is your man?
And
Jeffrey Dahmer.
No.
That's okay. Dom has
OJ.
Benoit. I have OJ. Run, juice.
All right, so we see Shawn Michaels.
Oh, he said that.
He wanted to. He wants that spot. He wants that WrestleMania spot. So before Chris Benoit could sign that contract, Michael super kicked him, and he signed the contract himself.
I think I just told you that the same exact wording.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. All right, so this is the
like
first.
Kobe.
This is the first triple threat in WrestleMania history.
Kobe wants that spot right now, Dom.
For the world title.
For the world title.
Or the main event.
Shawn Michaels taking on Chris Benoit, taking on Triple H for your World Heavyweight Championship.
And you can see Shawn Michaels prepared to be in New York City by that bulletproof vest he has on.
Yeah, so all right. So the place, they were pretty happy to see Chris Benoit come out. And
I would hope so.
Yeah, he was the favorite. He was the fan favorite. Triple H came out with the pure white boots.
Oh yeah, and the
Only
pure
baby faces.
dark ass tan. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so they kick off the match. Shawn Michaels tried to take out Triple H, but Benoit cuts him off. It's like, no, it's going to be me. And then Benoit takes out Triple H, but Shawn Michaels, he gets in the way, and here we go. Got a slobber knock taking place.
Yeah, anytime I see somebody wearing white, I'm seeing red tonight. That's what I'm thinking. Sure enough.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
But Benoit was some monstrous German suplex to HBK.
Yep.
Triple H hit Benoit with that big suplex on the top rope. The fans is chanting, "Let's go, Benoit." At some point, HBK goes for the German suplex like Benoit does, but no luck. He got one off, but Benoit reverses it. Then he hit the 3, and then he gets to the top rope. Then he had the CTE, the headbutts, and HBK kicked out.
Wow. CTs. Wow.
Seriously, that's all I see now. Every time I see Benoit do that, the headbutt, that's all crazy. I see. Because it's like sometimes he gets your shoulder, or sometimes like he's cracking you either in your jaw or in your skull. It's crazy.
I don't think it's necessarily. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but Harley Race would tell Bryan Danielson and Benoit, just stop doing it. It's bad for your neck. Jesus Christ, stop it. But they still want it,
Yeah. So, all right. So later on in the match, we see HBK hit the elbow off the top rope out for Triple H. Then he tuned up the band, and he tried to kick Triple H with Sweet Chin Music, but Benoit, he got Triple H with Sweet Chin Music, but Benoit pulled him out the ring. So it was good. It was a lot of false finishes. They was teasing this right here, and the fans wanted Benoit.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna talk about HBK getting busted open. Did you guys see HBK blade himself?
I might have missed that. You caught it?
I caught it. So when he was punching Chris Benoit in the corner, like I noticed his finger was just like stiff like this, like his trigger finger was just stiff. So he just hitting him like this, but the finger ain't moving. Next thing you know, Benoit hits him in the turnbuckle. HBK falls down. Then I just see him do one of these numbers. Then he gets up, all bloody. I'm like, dang. I'm like, wow. I'm like, he couldn't hide that real well. And then HBK's a wreck after this. Triple H take Benoit on the announce table. HBK get on the announce table. What the hell? What the hell John doing? And then HBK and Triple H, they suplex Chris Benoit through the announce table. So everybody's thinking, oh my God, Chris is not going to win this. He is not going to win this match. But HBK is all bloodied up, and he's in the ring telling Triple H, come on. Next to them two start slugging it out. They get to the point when they go outside. And I noticed this too. I noticed Triple H finger like this too. Then when he went to the turnbuckle, they changed the camera angle, but yeah, after that, Triple H was all bloody as well too. So,
hey, all right,
yeah, you gotta peep that. You gotta peep that. But the fans are chanting, "Let's go Benoit! Let's go Benoit!" Triple H hits the pedigree on HBK, but then Benoit breaks it up. After this, Benoit has Triple H in the sharpshooter. Shawn Michaels come out of nowhere with some sweet chin music. I was like, oh shit, this dude about to lose. Like they really sold this match. Like, yo, Benoit don't have a chance.
Yep.
But he got it. Like Benoit, he kicked out of sweet chin music. HBK goes for sweet chin music again, but Benoit threw him over the top rope. Triple H goes for the pedigree. Benoit reverses it, puts him in the crossface. And Triple H is holding on. Then it got to the point where he rolled over. He landed in the middle of the ring. And then Triple H tapped.
Yep.
It's crazy to see Triple H tap because I'm thinking, all right, ain't no way he's going to tap to Chris Benoit. I figured that's why they probably threw Shawn Michaels in this match because Triple H, he probably don't want to put Benoit over, but nah, he put Benoit over, and Benoit is your new world heavyweight champion. What a moment.
Yeah.
What a moment. John, you was there. What do you think about this match?
Well, we the people really did not believe that he was going to win the title because there was such a great reason for him not to. Because the very next month at Backlash, which was going to be in Edmonton, Alberta, I think that's correct, and that's where he's from. It made sense, right? Hey, let's have Benoit win the title in his hometown. Wouldn't that be much cooler than winning at WrestleMania? No.
Yep.
So that was a thought. That was a real reason why we did not think he was going to win. And when Triple H was in that crossface, I was in the crowd just with everybody, just like tap, because we didn't believe it. So when it happened, elation went everywhere. Everyone was so happy for him. It's one of the great WrestleMania matches of all time up to that point and it's weird, it's generational. It was 20, WrestleMania 20. We're almost at WrestleMania 40 now, and so many things. You'd have to argue that the last 20 years of WrestleMania eclipsed anything in the first 20 years of WrestleMania, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, no, it was just a tremendous moment, and when I stayed until the very end, until it was all over. But yeah, it was like at the time, and for many years afterward, it would be the best WrestleMania and the best WrestleMania moment of all time until later years for different reasons. So
I agree.
Did you stay in New York that night, or did you come back home?
I came back home. Yeah.
All right. Abel, what do you think about the match?
Main event match. You got two veterans, like you said. You got Triple H and HBK. You can't go wrong with those two guys in the match. I mean, and added Chris Benoit too. Like you said, he's one of those guys that if he didn't do what he did, he'd be talked about right now as one of the Mount Rushmores of technical wrestlers or just any type of wrestlers. Because he was that dude. He could put on a hell of a match no matter who it was. He brought it every single night. He never took a day off. He was Mr. No Days Off, to be honest. And unfortunately, his sad situation destroyed what a hell of a career he had. And memorable moment, never gonna forget it. Especially two best friends winning. Well, one winning the title that night and one having the title and retaining it. Storybook ending. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Two guys that struggled. They've been to so many different companies and been denied the opportunity to even be told that you can be a champion, and to have that embrace, it gets you sometimes. It does hurt a little bit. knowing what would happen to these guys a couple years down the road. So, like I said, I would rewatch it, recommend it, but just know what's going to happen down the road just makes it harder to watch sometimes.
Guys, this was a classic match. It was a good ass match. Like I said, my guy, he ended up winning the match. And you know what? You can't take that memory away from us.
No.
It's embedded. It's embedded. The real fans know.
Yes.
If a casual fan or somebody who don't watch wrestling want to know about this match, go check it out for yourself. You know,
Yes.
don't let the guy or for his actions prevent you from, you know, watching his art right here. It was a great moment.
Yes.
Check it out. All right, so what do you guys think about the overall WrestleMania 20 card? The whole show. Thumbs
I'd
up,
say
thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
thumbs up. Definitely rewatchable.
John?
Definitely rewatchable for Abel, except one match.
Yes.
No, I mean, there's a lot of things to say. It's it's my first WrestleMania, so they'll always hold a special place in my heart. And at its time, it was one of the best WrestleManias ever. Up and down the card, you had a lot of matches and moments. Some great things, some okay things, lots of memorable things, without a doubt. And its legacy lived on for a very long time until the modern day, when excuse me, that the Benoit memory of being, him and Eddie at the end of the show, that got eclipsed by things like Daniel Bryan, Wrestlemania, got eclipsed by Kofi Mania, got eclipsed by the pandemic, the Tampa WrestleMania with the women headlining night one, Bianca and Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
So it made a great legacy that WrestleMania can be awesome, and it's lived up to that legacy for the next 20 years. So it's an important show to watch, historically speaking, and because if you go back to WrestleMania 4, okay, maybe just WrestleMania 4, maybe just WrestleMania 2. Those aren't that great. You can probably skip them and get the good gist of it watching WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 5, and 6, and you'll have a good scope of what WWF was back then. Yes. So to get a good idea of what wrestling was like at this time, this show had everything, and I was so proud of it for a very long time because it was the last WrestleMania that had everybody. It had Stone Cold, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Shawn, Benoit, Triple H. It had those guys. The Rock wouldn't come back to WrestleMania until 27. Lesnar wouldn't come back until 29.
Yep.
And Benoit would never come back. So for, like I said, for a period of time, it was the last WrestleMania to have everybody. So that's why it had a very special place to me. So
I agree.
2 thumbs up.
Hall of Fame card. Hall of Fame card right here.
And unfortunately, we never got to see the match that we probably could have took WrestleMania even to bigger heights. Eddie versus HBK. That match, because when you see the graphics, you first see Eddie, and then you see HBK, and you're like, oh, why? And it has never happened. Oh my God!
In turn, we got Shawn and Kurt. So
I can't go wrong with that either.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was an amazing match. That was one of my favorite matches.
One of your best Kurt Angle matches I know that you talked to me about.
Hell yeah, can't go wrong with that. But we won't be reviewing that, not this year, because our next show we are going to talk about the Undertaker.
Oh yes,
and we're going to be talking about his streak. We're going to start from Jimmy Superfly Snuka at WrestleMania 7, and we're going to stop at WrestleMania 30 against Brock Lesnar. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a fun show.
I
It's gonna be interesting shows. It's gonna be a few rematches.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good though.
All right.
It's gonna be good. But guys, until then, I am the Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with the ubiquitous Lee and Poppy Platino. We will see you next time. Boom. Oh.